live here at BP1 Sports. We're coming to you from True Divine Church here in Montgomery, Alabama. The Ezekiel Academy Knights will be taking on the Abbeville Generals. This is still a fairly new season for both these teams.
We get started here. Fixing to call out the players as Knights 5-3 taking on the Generals 0-2. As we're about to get underway here, True Divine Church, Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you guys for joining us.
We usually do have the announcements for the names called out, but it didn't look like we had our normal person doing it. So, and we also didn't have a microphone set up over there. So, no announcing of the starting lineups tonight. We're just going to go ahead and get this one underway. The Generals going to take over first after winning the tip-off. The Knights, though, playing aggressive, and that's a steal right away from Ezekiel Academy. Now, trying to cut forward and take a lead, and that's going to be a foul called. Knights going to take an early trip to the line. Caroline Armstrong, the guilty party, forcing that foul, and the Knights with an injury early on. That's Camille Edgar down, one of the top scorers for the Knights last time out, at least the game that we covered. And if she is not able to continue, that's definitely going to be a big loss for Ezekiel. And Lily Jones going to step in and take her place. And she is going to shoot the free throws in Edgar's place. An early foul from Abbeville has the Knights hurting, both literally and figuratively. Now they start her down, but Lily Jones going to step in, knocks down the first free throw. The JV guys got it done just before this game with a pretty commanding win. Yeah, JV boys looked good. A lot of big guys on that team. Yeah, a lot of big guys. I think plenty of them could definitely fit into that varsity squad if they definitely need the bodies, and a lot of them have the ability to play in that squad also. That's going to be a travel call against the Generals. I didn't quite see too much in that, but we'll take the official's word for it. 1-0 early on. Abbeville's trailing the Knights. That ball underneath, and the Knights trying to work it around inside, but that pass just a little bit errant. Abby Blackman tried to fire that one underneath, but nobody was home. Generals trying to get their names on the scoreboard here. That one, a pass picked off, though. Blackman gets one right back, and now the Knights cutting down the court, and that's going to be a likely travel called. And it's going to go the Generals' way. A little bit sloppy play early on from both teams. Neither team really able to get in the flow of this game, and it looks like they need a pump as well for that ball. Maybe a little bit flat. We might just exchange balls.
Yeah.
But if it starts slowing,
and we get this one back underway.
That'll go for a jump ball.
Yeah, jump ball called. And we'll see who's got the early possession arrow. I think Abbeville. Oh, actually, I lied. I'm sorry. The Knights had it early on. Now it's going to turn to Abbeville. So if there's another jump ball, they will get the ball back.
Get our possession down at the bottom right of the scorebook there. You can, if we can keep up with that, which Benjamin does a pretty good.
Try to. Knights trying to establish more of a lead here, but that one taken away. And now the Generals with a numbers game down the court. That one a little too high off the glass. The rebound, though, is good, and Abbeville put up their first points of the night and also take the lead. Lily Jones coming down the court for the Knights, replacing the injured Camille Edgar. That's going to be a shot from Russell from deep. That one no good and well rebounded by Abbeville. Again, trying to get the fast break points. That one a little too quick, though, and that pass a little too high. And the Knights will retake possession. Ezekiel usually like to play a very aggressive style of defense. Got a lot of takeaways in that first game that we covered for them, and a very dominant win in that one. And that one from outside is good. Lily Jones knocks one down from three-point range. And her points total matches the number on the back of her jersey. It's 4, and it's 4 for the Knights as they have a 2-point lead in this game. That one lost the handle on that one, did Abbeville. And Jones got tugged there. And that was a foul against Abbeville as well. That's their second. They're not quite as egregious as their first. First one, unfortunately, seems to have ended Edgar's night. Jones taking it from outside again. That one just a little too long. Well rebounded by Blackman, though. Did a good job to not get the travel there. And Jones back with it again. Now going to try and find some space, working around outside this one to Gabby Newell. Nearly gets it taken away. Back to Jones. Fake shot, and now going to pull up. Thought about it. Now going to go back to Newell. Back to Jones, trying to find some space inside. That one got blocked and taken away. And now Abbeville get a chance to come down the court with it. And that's a 2-on-2 break, and that's a good finish. Did a good job getting up and over Newell. And tie this one back up. The Knights going to try and reclaim their lead on this possession, but just not quite playing the aggressive style of defense that they're used to. Not really had the chance to, but that's a great finish that time. As the Knights reclaim a 2-point lead, the fast break opportunities coming for the Generals really kind of stifling the Knights. Usually they like to play a lot of press defense, get a lot of takeaways, but we'll see that now, I'm sure. That one underneath, and there is another takeaway. Newell comes up with it. They have a numbers game, 4-on-1, breaking down the court. They slow up a little bit, but Newell's decision-making just not the best there. The Knights able to maintain possession. Lily Jones with it now, going to try and slow this one up and come back outside with it. Knights did a good job just to hang on to possession there after they had a good chance to put up 2 points with the fast break. Now to Newell again, and this one looked like it was a kick, and it looks like it's going to go the way of the Generals. No, I'm sorry. Actually, that's going to go the way of the Knights. Yeah, somebody got a foot in there. I just couldn't quite see who it was connected to. This one outside. Jones looking for the deep 2, and that just a little too long. Well rebounded, though, and the Knights get 2 more. Knights doing a good job getting some second chance points there. And the Generals going to try and cut into this 2-possession Knights lead. That one comes up short. The rebound, though, is claimed and now taken away by the Knights. And that should be a jump ball, and that is going to go the way of Abbeville. That's Christian Dunlap, who claimed the rebound and who also put up 2 more for the Knights on their most previous possession after the rebound. That shot goes up, and it is good. Both teams finding a little bit more of a scoring run this time. Jones coming forward for Ezekiel. Probably been their best offensive weapon so far. This one from Russell, fired underneath and taken away. And the Generals with a chance to try and tie this game back up, though. Lily Jones able to get the steal. And now going to pop this one out to Newell, but again it's taken away. Maybe not the best pass from the Knights that time, but that one a great pass underneath as Abbeville tie this one back up. That was a well-found ball. And now the Knights had a 2-possession lead, but now we're back to a tie ball game. Jones with it after getting the handoff from Russell. Now going to step up back outside to Russell, looking for 2, and it's no good. The Generals claim the rebound, but not a lot of time to relax. Dunlap right on top of that rebound. Generals able to make their way down the court, though. Good step inside, but well defended by the Knights. Not really giving up any kind of space. That one fired across, pulled up for 3, and it is no good. The Knights get a hand in there, but can only slap it out of play. Now going to be the Generals' ball. quick substitution for Abbeville. This game tied at 8 apiece with 2:26 to go in this first quarter. Going to pull it from 3 here. That one off the glass and no good. Well rebounded by Lily Jones, and then it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow going Ezekiel's way. Jones able to just hang on to that rebound. And now we get it back underway. Both teams finding a couple of baskets from inside.
Yeah, not a bad start offensively from both teams. And some good defensive plays.
Yeah, a lot of takeaways from both sides. Knights doing a good job getting some rebounds and getting a lot of second chance points opportunities. This one back outside to Newell. Back to Jones. Knights a little bit stark for ideas at the moment. Not a ton of movement inside, but any kind of movement so far has been stifled by Abbeville. This one fired across, and that one well taken away. Saw that pass coming the whole way, but then a hand comes in from, it looked like Dunlap.
Just an errant pass. Look at that on the replay.
Yeah, saw the one open. Actually, that's going to be something called against the Generals, I believe. So it's going to go back to Ezekiel. With about a minute and a half to go here. Knights trying to reclaim a lead. They led by as much as 4, but Abbeville able to get a couple of steals and a couple of baskets. That one fired back outside. Russell tries to find Newell underneath, just off the hands though. Knights not really able to work the ball as inside as they like. They're going to get a second chance at it here though. This one outside to Jones. That one contested. Knights do a great job to nearly keep it in play. But everything so far from the Knights has been contested by the Generals. They're challenging the Knights for every pass underneath and every ball thrown. Trying to find something inside. This one fired up underneath. That one a good screen this time though, and the Generals take the 2-point lead. A good screen there set up to free up a little bit of space to find a shot. Both these teams playing very similarly on defense. The Knights stepping out a little bit more, but for the Knights, that just means there's a lot more contested space underneath. That one up for 3, just too long, and the Generals able to claim the rebound as we get under 50 seconds to play now in this first quarter. Knights trying to get their defense set up. Usually once they get set up, they're pretty effective, but that shot off the mark, and then the second chance points do go. Generals doing a good job getting their second chance opportunities to find the bottom of the net as we have about 30 seconds to go now in this first quarter. Knights trying to find some ideas here. Jones outside, looks for 3, and she gets it. Well, knocking things like that down from outside for the Knights are going to be a big booster for sure, and now they're going to press a little more on defense. Saw this a lot the last time we watched the Lady Knights play, and that's going to be a carry. And Knights going to get possession back. That's what that press can get you. It can free up a lot of opportunities and create a lot of mistakes from opposing offenses. Knights now with about 6 seconds to work. And now we get the ball back into play. Knights with 6 seconds. That's going to be Russell to pull it from outside, just off the mark. And the Generals claim the rebound as we end this quarter. The Generals leading the Knights by 1, but some good offense by both sides so far in this one.
Yeah, not bad. Both teams getting off to a pretty good start. Pretty good defense, some takeaways there. So pretty solid basketball getting started here.
Yeah, the Knights doing a good job not getting any fouls to their name either. Two fouls for Abbeville. One of them might have cost the Knights one of their better players, though. It does not appear that Edgar is going to play in the rest of this competition. But Lily Jones has done a good job stepping in for 7 points so far, 2 from inside, 2 from outside, and then 1 from the line.
Watching some of the highlights from the Generals there.
Yeah, put together some good offense, a lot of good second chance points, and a lot of takeaways underneath. So, like we said, they play a very similar defensive style, very physical, not a lot of space for anybody to work underneath on either basket, really. So, I'm sure the Knights are going to try and create a little bit more from outside, and we'll see how that plays out for them. A lot of takeaways by the Knights as well. From Jones from the outside. No 3s so far from Abbeville, but a couple going from the Knights. I believe they got 2 so far in this game. I think Jones is accredited with both of them. Still having a little bit of a problem with the ball, trying to get this pumped up to maybe the appropriate pressure. And Abbeville will get us back underway here. And we get the second quarter started. Knights trailing by 1, but definitely not an insurmountable lead by any stretch. That shot goes up for 2, and it is good. A good touch off the rim that time from Abbeville. Gives them a 3-point lead. Russell going to carry forward for Ezekiel. Gonna pop this one underneath. That shot goes up for 2, well off the mark. And Dunlap tries to go up and claim it. That's going to be a jump ball. And it should be Ezekiel's ball. Russell to inbound this one for the Knights. Gets it underneath quickly to Blackman. Back outside to Russell. I'm going to try and work some space around, but a lot of contested space, and that's going to be a travel. Russell thought about the pass, but then decided against it and then got called for the travel. And a chance for the Generals to make it a 2-possession game. The Knights with the biggest lead so far in this one was 4. The Generals lead by 3 with this possession. That one up underneath, well contested. Good job finding space, and eventually did get called for the foul, did the Knights. And that's going to be Gabby Newell. That's going to be Ezekiel's first foul of this game. That's the first chance to the stripe for the Generals. That one goes a little bit long. Second chance goes up, and it is good. And the Generals boast a 4-point lead. Knights trying to get back in this one and look for their first points of this second quarter with about a minute gone. This one outside. Dunlap trying to find some space. That one gets tipped away and out of bounds. Knights trying to work something out to that right side, but it has been contested every single time they go there. Russell going to get this one back in for the Knights. Kicks this one outside to Dunlap. Tries to find Jones. That one tipped, but well claimed by Jones. Able to stay in play, and then a good bit of gamesmanship there. Going to bounce that one off of her opposing player and get a little bit of an easier possession for the Knights. Russell going to come forward. Jones been the Knights' biggest threat so far, and this one well covered right now. Looks like they're going to start playing man defense on her. This one underneath, well found. Dunlap trying to find some space. Kicks this one back outside. I'm sorry, that was Newell. Kicks it back out to Blackman. Now with Russell, that one gets tipped, and could have just let that one go, and that would have been Ezekiel ball, but Dunlap, maybe a little bit of a rush of blood, tried to slap it back into play for the Knights, and it's going to be the Generals' ball. 6.5 minutes to go here. Knights been a little bit stifled for ideas underneath. And their best 3-point shooter has been well marked so far in this one. Courtney Towns getting ready to check on for Ezekiel. Another good 3-point shooter for the Knights. That good ball underneath, just not claimed. That was a good bit of play from the Generals. And now the Knights going to try and work the fast break opportunity. 6:17 to go. And that shot goes up no good. And well rebounded by Abbeville. And that one going to go out of play. And they're going to say it touched someone in white last.
Nice job bringing it back down. Just not able to pick up a basket.
And that's
was this the General's second game, I believe?
Only the second game of the season.
Because Knights, I believe, have had quite a few. So General's doing a good job here.
I think 5 and 0. That's a great steal that time. And the Knights now a chance with numbers coming down the court. That shot goes up no good, well contested. And the second chance still no good. And the last shot goes off the basket, and that's a rough one. And that should be a technical foul. The whistle blew, and there was a lot of afters from the Generals that time. A jump ball is what was called in the end. The Knights now stepping out on defense. That one goes up for 2. That's no good. And somehow stayed in play. And it looks like Towns got a touch of that one last. Going to go out, and it's going to be the Generals' ball right up underneath this basket. Good job finding space that time, and a good finish that time by the Generals. And then a foul called. Actually, I'm not entirely sure, but something was said, and the official blew the whistle for something, but nothing was really ever called. Not entirely sure what happened there. Generals, either way, able to come back down the court. This one fired up underneath. That one goes up no good, and the Knights able to claim the rebound. Thought about going long quickly. The Knights have not really used the fast break so far in this one. Jones still tightly marked, but the Knights' best offensive player. But this time, Courtney Towns looking for two. That one got tipped. And now the Knights able to claim the rebound, and that's going to go out of play and going to go the Generals' way. The Knights just not able to find a lot of space up underneath. That offense very stagnant so far in this second quarter. Yet to score any points so far. That one goes up well short, and that's going to fall into the waiting arms of Newell. And now the Knights going to try and work it forward again, looking for their first bucket of the second quarter, and that one just working it a little too quick that time, I think, for the Knights. Yeah, Blackman coming on for Newell, and it looks like Russell's checking out as well for the Knights. Knights just a little bit devoid of ideas on the offensive side. Defense has played well enough. That one tipped, and Jones with the steal. And now the Knights going to come forward again. That shot goes up, and it is good. That one touches about every part of that rim. And the Knights finally able to knock something down from the field in this second quarter. This one worked up underneath, well moved, and that one is going to be a foul called against Ezekiel. The bucket no good.
Looking back at those two last two plays, he got the
steal from Jones. You can see her look at the coach and say, yeah, I got that one. And then that one touched about every part of the rim as it hit the bottom of the bucket. Second chance for the Generals at the stripe. That one a high arcing ball. It is good. And a quick substitution for the Knights. Dunlap checking off. Grace Dupree checking on. Second one from the stripe. Just as high as the last, but that one no good. And the Knights immediately covering up, but a good job by the Generals to somehow work out of that position. And now going to try and turn this into two. That one goes up no good. Second chance points also up. That one blocked, but illegally, says the official. And that was Blackman called for that foul. Hey, Ricky. That one is up and good. Something, the official discussing something with the score table. Not entirely sure what it is. I think they're just making sure they know who's got how many fouls. Only 3 fouls called, or actually 2 fouls called against the Knights. Only 2 called. Oh, actually, I think they're looking at jersey numbers. Oh, and they're going to say it's a technical foul against the Knights. I believe it's the number 2, because I don't have her on my roster either. And that's going to be a technical foul.
Let's go get it, Miles.
It's not exactly what the Knights needed, trailing by 6 at the moment. So they're going to go shoot 2 here. So that was the second one for the foul, and now they're going to shoot 2 more here for the Tech. And the first one is good for the technical. Second one no good. Abbeville getting a lot of chances at the stripe, not able to take full advantage of most of them so far, shooting about 50%. But they do currently hold an 8-point lead. Knights trailing 21-13. That one's fired underneath. Well defended quickly by the Knights, and that's going to be a foul called against the Generals that time. I'm going to call for a travel. It didn't really look like a foul from Towns that time, but she did enough to put off the Generals and get called for traveling. Jones going to carry it forward now for the Knights. Screen from Towns, and they're going to say it was an illegal screen. So Towns didn't quite set her feet. Let's see if we can. It was very close. The contact came right about as she set her feet. You're good. Generals trying to take advantage of that turnover. Worked it well underneath, and that was a good finish that time. And the Generals starting to heat up here on offense, lead the Knights by 10, and that one taken away, just given straight to them. And a chance for the fast break, no good. Blackman gets up the tallest to take it away. Now Towns trying to get down the other side, and that one blocked. And then Towns gonna get called on the foul. Oh, no foul call, just an elbow violation. About 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here. Knights trailing. They get a hand on that one, though. Going to need a few more takeaways, but the biggest thing is they're just going to have to be able to finish off some of these opportunities that they've gotten. They like to score underneath, but the Generals have done a good job defending all the passes. That three goes up too long, and now a chance again for the Generals to come forward. And that one, good defense that time by the Knights.
Yeah, Knights playing good defense and get some takeaways, just not able to convert on the takeaways.
Yeah, they've really struggled so far with ideas on the offensive side, and obviously missing, losing your point guard on the first play of the game, and Camille Edgar went down with a knee injury after getting fouled, so that doesn't exactly help your cause, but able to put up 13 so far in this game. Only 2 points scored, though, in the second quarter so far.
Yeah, well, we will some of the defensive plays here. You guys joining us on YouTube, thanks for watching. Be sure to share it out on Facebook. Trying to get everyone moved over here to YouTube. Works a little better, looks a little better on YouTube, so just be sure to share the feed with your friends and let them know we're going to start. We have been broadcasting the games this year over on YouTube. So we get back underway here with about 2:20 left.
That's a good pass underneath and well finished. Yeah, I think YouTube is definitely a little bit easier on our bandwidth and streams. A little more forgiving. Nice trying to figure something out there. Good screen set that time, and that one blocked. And out of play, going to be Ezekiel's ball.
Nice block.
A lot of contested shots, a lot of blocks from the Generals, even the inbound there, not uncontested. That shot goes up no good and well rebounded. And that one taken away. Good job by the Knights that time, playing a little bit more aggressive defense. Now trying to drive, pulls up for two. That one blocked again. And just everything inside contested by the Generals. Good job stepping underneath. Good spin move, and the finish not so good. It took a minute. It hung up there, but it ended up being no good.
Went all the way around the rim and just did not make it in.
Yeah, everything was good about that move until the finish, unfortunately. The Knights trying to figure something out, try to fire that one underneath. And that's going to be Ezekiel's ball. And that's a foul called against the Generals. That's their fourth foul so far in this half. Knights trying to work it quickly. That shot didn't really have too much of a hope of going in. Actually, they said it was tipped again. But everything contested from the Knights so far. Knights with a chance at it again. This one underneath. Good job finding that pass. Now over to Jones. Going to try the hook shot. No good. And that rebound contested. But the Generals eventually do come away with it. Knights, though, not exactly letting them move out quickly. And that one touched. And that's going to be a foul called against Ezekiel. Well, Abbeville, for only playing 2 games, have done a good job on offense moving the ball around. Still got a few turnovers against them, but so far their defense has really stifled the Knights. We'll see if they can get their offense working again. That shot blocked. And that called a foul. Let's see who was called on. And that's called on Lily Jones. 2 more chances at the stripe for the Generals. First one up, no good. Caught a little bit too much on the backside of that rim. Second chance at the stripe. That one also no good.
We get under a minute here left.
Generals had a lot of opportunities at the stripe, but just not able to knock them all down. That shot just too tall off the glass, but the Knights do a good job to rebound. Jones trips up a little bit and is able to win the throw-in. That's one right down in the corner. Generals don't give a lot of space in open play, and that one taken away. And now a chance, a one-on-one break, and that is a good finish that time. Generals offense really starting to work now. Knights are going to have to do something to try and keep up. And like I said, missing your starting point guard, lost her on the opening play of this game. That one tipped away. Knights do a good job to keep that one in. Try to work this one underneath, and that pass just a little off the mark. Now the Generals a chance to come forward again, and that should be a travel. I would call it a jump ball. Either way, it will be Ezekiel's ball.
About just under 12 seconds. Yep. They're bringing it back.
Knights with maybe one more chance to try and work their offense a little bit, but only 2 points scored in this second quarter. This one worked around underneath. Now that shot goes up, no good, and that will end the first half of play. The Knights trailing the Generals 13-27. A lot of tough contested basketball, especially for the Knights. They've really struggled to work their offense, and for the Generals, I mean, you know, they've had a lot of turnovers as well, but their offense has just been able to work a little bit more smoothly.
Yeah, good half of basketball. Solid by both teams, other than the Knights just converting on some baskets. They've some takeaways.
Yeah, the Knights defense has been plenty good enough, but just the finishing on the other side, just whenever they work down the court, you just kind of feel like they're out of ideas a little bit. Looks like we're going to have about a 10-minute halftime, so we'll
put up a 10-minute halftime here on our scoreboard.
And we're going to let that run out.
Yeah, we'll step away for a second. Yeah. We'll be back, and we'll get this.
Both the varsity guys teams out there warming up a little bit. So, of course, we're going to bring you that game after this one.
Yeah, it'll be up after shortly after this one, as the guys got a win last week, so try to carry that over, and we'll have that one on.
Finally, we're getting their team back together a little bit. A lot of injuries and a lot of absences for the Knights, but
yeah, a lot of the football players finally getting back here and playing. So
slowly getting back into it.
So we're going to step away for a second. We'll be back in about 8 minutes to get started with the third quarter for the varsity girls basketball, the Ezekiel Knights.
a slightly accelerated halftime. The officials look like they were ready to get this back underway.
Yep. Referees hopped up at 2 minutes, said, let's go.
And that
we were off and going.
Shot from the Generals early, and that one going to be a travel call. The first shot was blocked. And the Knights able to get a possession right away here from the Generals. Only scored 2 points in that second quarter, though. Going to have a little bit more offensive production here if they want to get back into this one. This one outside. Newell thought about it. Now going to try and step underneath. Good defense again by the Generals, just not allowing any space for the Knights. Good screen set that time for Jones. Knights trying to find some space here. Nearly swatted away again. This one just handed to Jones. Tries to go up with it. Looks like it got tipped as it went. And now a chance for the Generals again. 2-on-1 opportunity, and that should be a charge. Yes, it is. Good job by Newell setting her feet there, taking the charge. And
on the replay. Yep.
It's not exactly the funnest foul to take, but it definitely it helped your team out a little bit, as that bucket was also good. So taking 2 points away from Abbeville. That one slapped away as Blackman tried to get a hand to it.
Yeah, as we talked earlier, the Knights playing pretty well overall, other than making baskets. Good defense.
Yeah, defensively, I feel like the Knights have been just fine, but just the offense just a little bit stagnant. Not able to really finish off a lot of opportunities, and things like that are why. But that one, a foul called against Abbeville. Maybe if you're the Knights, maybe you just try and get a couple chances to go up to the stripe. That's already 2 fouls for Abbeville in under a minute and 10 seconds. That one quickly in. The Knights trying to find some space. That one was attempted to find Jones, but she was going to set a screen for Dunlap, so and maybe just not quite on the same page there. Abbeville going to get it back underway. Both teams have had opportunities here in the second half to put up some points. Neither have done it yet, though. This time worked underneath. That shot well contested, and Ezekiel nearly able to claim the rebound, but good job by Abbeville to get a hold of it. Thought there could have been a travel in there, but a good job by Abbeville to step up and put the first points on the board of the second half for either team. Knights come forward again. Russell trying to find a lane, and she's going to get fouled as she tries to step inside. Knights trying to play a little more aggressively inside and drawing a couple fouls. That one up under Newell. That was the only uncontested shot the Knights have had pretty much in this entire game, and it falls short. That quickly in. Fast break opportunity. Could not convert. So, I mean, Abbeville have not had, you know, overly outplayed the Knights on defense, especially not overall in the general game.
But I'd say overall pretty equal on defense.
But
nice
things like that, the Knights just have not
been able to convert.
Not been able to convert opportunities, and that one looked like he got kicked by somebody in red, and it's going to go the Knights' way. This one up underneath to Newell, got a full hand in the back and got shoved. It's an on-the-floor foul, but it is the fourth called for Abbeville. Eventually, the Knights will get into the bonus and maybe get a chance at the stripe to put up some points.
Get to the line.
Trying to work this one, and that's going to be a kick right away. Officials giving a quick talking to with the rules. That one back underneath. Russell looking for two is up and good. Knights finally able to get on the board here in this second half. Only 4 points of offensive production, though, in the past 2 quarters. Not quite good enough for Ezekiel as they trail by 14. Not a good ball outside. Had one underneath if they wanted to go there, and that's going to be a foul called against Ezekiel this time. Probably going to be called on Abigail Russell. She's going to get called for the block. That's the first foul against Ezekiel in this second half. And that's going to be a white ball. There was a violation. Said she stepped into the court, I believe. Abbeville can't quite believe that, but it's going to be a exchange of possession. A little bit sloppy on both sides so far in this game. Just the Knights not able to capitalize with really any of their possessions so far, and Russell nearly got the travel there, but able to get the pass off. That one behind the board. It says it got tipped, and it's going to be Knights ball. Hard to count how many blocks Abbeville have had against Ezekiel. A lot of contested shots. That one taken away as the Knights try to find Newell. Now it's a 2-on-2 break. That shut up, and that one was a great touch. Newell that time again tried to step in and take the charge, but good job by Abbeville there to recognize it and then step away from her. And that shot up also tipped, and Abbeville get another one. Trying to get forward quickly on the fast break, and that's going to be a block that time. Newell called for it. And that's going to be 2 chances at the stripe for Abbeville. Newell that time moved her feet a little bit too much. First one up, in and out. Second chance here is up and is good as Abbeville increase their lead. Knights struggling for ideas here on offense. Not an insurmountable game, but slowly getting there. This time outside Jones, probably been the best player for Ezekiel on the offensive side of the ball. Got the screen set by Newell, now by Russell. Thought about pulling up for 3, going to put this one over to Newell now. And tried to drive inside. Does a good job finding some space. Just couldn't apply the finish. Second chance points also no good. And the Generals going to get away with one there. Knights had 2 good opportunities there, but then the Generals go and give the ball right back. Knights with 2 real good looks there. Probably should have 2 more on the board right now. Knights are finally able to find a little bit of space. This one up underneath to Blackman. Looks for 2. That one a little too long. And well rebounded. Dunlap looks for 2, and she's got it.
Yeah, Ezekiel's having a tough time finding the basket. And good defense for the Generals.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair for the Knights, those last 4 shots that they just took were probably the least contested ones they've taken on the night. So you can't really fault them for it, but the offense has just got to get to work, find a little bit more space, set up a little more screens, things like that to try and work that ball up underneath. Third chance there, no good for the Generals. Able to still rebound. The 4th chance, it does go in. That's a good finish there.
Yeah, four rebounds, I believe, there.
And that last shot was well contested also. This time, again, underneath to Blackman. Now going to pull it for 3. That one comes up short and no good. A couple of subs coming on for the Knights. Newell, Blackman, and Dunlap, the 3 coming off. That takes a couple of the rebounders out for the Knights. A lot of height taken off on that substitution. We'll see what they try and change up here. Brought on a player, especially in Towns, who can shoot the 3-ball pretty well. But that's kind of where you sacrifice that a little bit. Anything underneath is going to be a lot easier to find. Foul called. I didn't quite see too much there, but that one called against Towns.
Take a look at that again. Tough to see underneath. Maybe look at that again when
first one up.
Pretty
far off to the right that time. And Knights have been called for a lot of shooting fouls, but the Generals have not exactly been able to take advantage of a lot of them. Probably shooting around 50%. Second one up, not going to help their free throw percentage, and Jones is going to come away with the rebound. Knights have had some opportunities here to try and take down a little bit of that Generals lead. This one outside, Towns going to pull up for 3. That one just a little bit too long, and Knights not with as many chances to get a rebound underneath with Blackman and Dunlap off the court. This one worked well up underneath. Good spin move, but the finish not so good. That's going to be an over-the-back foul, I believe, called. And that's going to be the 5th foul called against Abbeville. Knights working it forward. Russell with a little bit of space, going to pull it for three, just off the mark, and well rebounded by the Generals. Now going to try and fire this one forward quickly. They have numbers down the court, and that's going to be a foul call, and that's a good finish. That was a tough shot, but well finished that time. That one called against Abigail Russell. That's going to be the fourth foul called against the Knights. The Generals racked up a lot of fouls early on in this quarter, but the Knights one behind them, and that and one is good as Generals lead by 20. Not been the traditional Knights we've seen so far up to this point. When we were watching them in that first game, they seem to dominate the ball, play really well on defense. That's a good steal from Russell. That time going to try and drive all the way, and couldn't finish there. And now going to go long, fast break opportunity for the Generals, and they finished that one off. That was a lot of what we saw from the Knights last time out. A lot of fast break opportunities going their way, but the defense from Abbeville has been very good so far tonight. A lot of block shots, not as much creativity from the Knights as
Generals taking, getting the fast break, taking advantage of it.
And doing a good job of it too. This time rebounded by Ezekiel, going to find Jones. That time nearly got tripped up. Now going to fire this one back. Dupree with it. Tried to find one up underneath, and that should be Knights ball.
A couple of substitutions coming on for the Generals.
Knights going to get an opportunity right up underneath the basket here with 1:23 to go. Fire this one in quickly. That shot up, no good. Knights able to claim the rebound though. Try to kick that one up underneath and taken away again. Now fast break opportunity coming for the Generals. And that bucket up and good. Another foul called against Ezekiel that time. Getting a chance for the and one here. Generals, like I said, haven't exactly been lethal from the stripe so far, but have done just enough. And that, along with their inside scoring, has gave them a pretty dominant lead here. The Knights just not able to put up a ton of points so far. Only 4 points in this third quarter, only 2 points in the second quarter. This time outside for Towns, looks for three. That one comes up short. And whenever you're struggling to find them inside, usually you got to try and shoot outside. 4-on-1 opportunity coming down this time, and that should be a charge, and it is. That time it was Abigail Russell biting the bullet and getting the charge. And for the Knights, like I was saying, if they're not able to find it underneath, a lot of contested shots inside the paint, but usually they find a couple of three-point opportunities. Just haven't been able to find it from outside so far tonight. That's another one off the mark by Towns and well rebounded by the Generals. Another chance for a fast break opportunity. That one shot inside. And Knights do just enough to put off the first shot. Second one also no good. And now the Knights with a chance to fast break of their own. Towns stepping forward. And that one blocked. Jones able to pick up the loose ball. That one's still no good. And Abbeville going to come down with the rebound. And that's going to be a jump ball. Towns hit the floor hard there as Abbeville tried to break. And it should be Knights ball. 15 seconds to go here. Knights trying to find a little bit of offensive rhythm. That one taken away quickly and out of play. Now in. This one outside, looks for three from the corner. That one no good. And now a chance again for the Generals to come down the floor quickly. That one a little bit better contested. And second time, that's going to be a jump ball. Abbeville going to get it right up underneath the bucket with 1 second to go. This one in quickly, gets a shot away, and it is good.
Shot there at the buzzer.
Yeah, Abbeville been hot pretty much right from the start of that quarter and finished it just as strong. That one only for two. It looked like it was for three, but I think she had a foot inside the line there.
Not sure if we got the box score for that.
Yeah, only 4 points, I believe, scored for the Knights in that third quarter. Abbeville pretty much been just putting up a consistent number of 16, 15, and 12. The Knights, unfortunately, though, those last 2 quarters have really hurt them a lot. Only 6 points scored in those last 2 quarters. We'll see what they can try and draw up here.
For Abbeville.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Knights can draw up. Again, you know, they did have an injury to their starting point guard off the first play of the game, so I'm sure that does not help their case. But all in all, they've definitely struggled a little bit here tonight, trying to find some offensive creativity.
Disappointed. Andy Patrick cut his hair, and now Hunter shaved his beard.
And the Knights going to get it started here. Newell in now to Jones. Knights trying to work this one up underneath. Good find to Gabby Newell this time, trying to find some space, but it comes at a premium up underneath right now. And that one given away, but still not well claimed. Now the General's going to come forward, trying to find the fast break opportunity. And that shot contested, and that's going to be a foul called against Ezekiel. And that one's called on Abby Blackman. Both teams with 6 fouls now. Knights have done a good job to draw a couple of charges and maybe not allow the Generals to step inside quite as aggressively. That first one goes from the line.
You guys watching on YouTube, if you want to leave a comment in the chat, there's a live chat that's kind of going on. You can shout out to a player or the team that you're watching.
Second one up, no good. Abbeville kind of keep their 50% at the line going. And a player on the ground.
I don't know if she,
I think she might have got tangled up with one of the Ezekiel players coming forward. I didn't really see anything, but
maybe twisted.
She called a timeout immediately and not able to put any weight on that left leg at all.
Yeah, just totally away from the ball. Just probably both players going. I was looking the other way, and both players going down the court.
The official almost ran into one of our players as they were trying to inbound, and she has certainly been one of the more productive offensive players for the Generals. I did take a picture of the roster before they started. Knight's going to get this one back up underway. But now both teams seeming like they've lost their starting, or at least their best scorers for sure. Camille Edgar out for the Knights early on and now late for the Generals. Whenever you're winning a game like this, injuries are the last thing you want to come by.
Long ball,
no good.
Wow.
Nearly took out a wandering child behind the basket. Woo. I know. I think they were just talking about Andy Patrick being in the house, the team doctor for the Knights, and might have needed him after that one if someone caught something there. This time the Knights do the same and fire one out of play too long.
So one thing about a lot of these basketball courts, concession stands and going across the court, you scoot across when the team's on the other end, but you don't expect a basketball from the other end.
You got to keep your head on a swivel out there. This went up from 3-point range, and that's drained from Abbeville. And Abby Russell getting ready to check in for the Knights. Lily Jones coming forward for Ezekiel. Kicks this one back outside. And this one back up underneath to Jones, trying to find some space out in the corner. Now going to pull it for 3. Just too long. And that's going to be called against Abbeville. And that might just be the Knights in the bonus at this point, and they will be. It's going to be 1-1. Well, the Generals had a lot of fouls early on, but they slowed it down enough, but now they are putting the Knights to the line. Abby Blackman going to shoot for the Knights from the stripe. It will be 1-1 for Ezekiel, so if she is able to make this first one, she will shoot a second. First one goes up, no good, and the General's going to get away with it now. Going to come forward quickly, able to contain that ball. And now the shot goes up, and that's a tough finish. Well done. Generals with a commanding lead now. And that's going to be a foul called against Abbeville. The clock going to continue to run, though, as it is a 30-point lead that Abbeville have amassed.
And coming up after this one, remember we have the boys men's basketball.
And that one bobbled around. Looked like it went off ahead of one of the Knights players, and that's going to be a jump ball. Should go the way of Abbeville.
I'm assuming Abbeville has played. Their record says 0-0 max press, but I'm not sure if they've.
I assume they played a game. I think for the girls, they've only played a tournament, so they were 0-2, but we'll go 1-2 after this game. A very impressive performance against a Knights team that is, so far this season, done pretty well at 5-3. They'll go to 5-4 after this one. That's a tough finish again, able to knock that one down. So the guys getting ready to come out onto the court in the corner. Of course, that game will be brought to you right after this one.
Yep, usually about 8-10 minute break. And we'll swap the feeds over and bring it back up, but so be sure to.
And a timeout call by the Knights. Looked like Jones thought Russell was going to set a screen for, but that's the second time they've kind of got a little confused on the backside.
So if you can, click below and hit subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notified. There's a little bell too.
And the microphone does work, but
on the bottom right. On the bottom right of you can click on that and you'll get a notification when we go live, so you can keep up with it. We try to post to the Facebook page when we go live, but sometimes it's a little crazy when we get started here, so we try to get stuff to the page to let you know. But a lot of games this year, we're going to bring as many as we can.
Yeah, a lot of games this year. A couple on the weekend as well. Makes it tough for a couple different people to make it, no doubt. Knights trying to work this one around inside this time. Finds Dunlap, now kicks it outside to Russell. That shot goes up no good, and going to be a jump ball. Should go the Knights' way this time. Clock will continue to run, so Knights going to want to try and get this one in quickly. And this one worked up underneath, and the Knights able to get two there. Well worked move that time by Ezekiel. That's their first points of this fourth quarter, though, so only 8 points scored in these past 3 quarters. And that's going to be a foul called against Ezekiel, and that's called on Abigail Russell. And they called it a shooting foul. It definitely looked like it was on the floor, but it is called a shooting foul. Actually, I'm sorry, that's going to be their 7th foul, so it's going to be 1-1, so they're on the bonus, and it is good.
Clock continues to run.
And that one also good. That's the first time Abbeville has gone 2 for 2 from the stripe, but they get it done that time. Blackman subbing out for likely the last time in this game with 2:45 to go and a running clock. Looking over for Ezekiel, looks like they're finally starting to get back, or for the guys at least, they're finally starting to get back to full strength, it seems, on that basketball side. Still a missing member in Bradley Bumgardner. I think Dawson Gray also got a little bit beat up in their most previous game. And that one's stolen away, but not exactly cleanly. Now the Generals able to work their way forward. Good job. And that's going to be a foul called. Dunlap gets a hand in there and stops the fast break, but does get called for the foul. Chance of the stripe this time goes up and is good. Quick sub for the Generals. As we get under 2 minutes now. Second one up and a little bit long. Again, 1 for 1.
Yeah, they've been about 50% at the line.
Or 1 for 2, I'm sorry. Screen set for Russell. Finds a little bit of space down the lane and does finish it that time. That's how you create space inside for your players. Good screen set up by the Knights, and That time well finished off by Abigail Russell. Along with the foul, she'll get a chance at the stripe, and it looks like it's going to be a full line change. It looks like some of the younger girls getting a chance to go in for Abbeville. Get about a minute of play time after this. 3-point play opportunity. And she does knock it down. It didn't look like anybody knew that it was a and one. She did make the bucket, so it was an and one opportunity. Everyone kind of stagnant a little bit. I was expecting to see some movement for a rebound. That ball too long and out of play. I want to be a little careful of that concrete corner over there. And that's going to be Knights ball on this other end because the inbound went all the way out of play. So the Knights are going to get it where the inbound.
20 seconds to get it in and get going. They got
And Jones quickly going to get this one in play, finds underneath, and that's going to be a foul. And that'll probably be the last action of this game. Looks like Christian Dunlap going to take 2 with the stripe, and that will be all she wrote.
Stop the clock at 1 second.
Out of just off to the right. And a chance to not make much of a difference, but a little bit of a difference on the scoreboard for the Knights here. And then this game will come to a close. It is no good, and that's going to do it. Abbeville defeating the Knights 54-22. A good showing by Abbeville, but might have cost them a player. And for the Knights, they lost Camille Edgar on the first play of the game, so we'll see how she is for the rest of the year. But for tonight, the Generals beat the Knights, and their record will go to 1-2
at Abbeville. They're a third game, I believe. So
the two injured players shake hands right there at the middle of the court, and the guys will get set to take the court.
We'll watch the men's team run on the court. Once they do that, we were going to take a break. We'll start another feed and have varsity men's basketball coming your way probably in about 7 or 8 minutes. See the guys getting ready to come on the court.
On both sides.
We mentioned earlier the JV men's team for Ezekiel.
Very good show.
Yeah, had a good as Abbeville comes on the court.
Yeah, a lot of the guys from the JV. I wouldn't be surprised to see them playing a little bit of varsity ball tonight. Played a very good game, and the Knights getting closer to full strength, but still not quite there yet. As they take the court, led by Miles Richardson. So they're still kind of limited in numbers, but they've been slowly working their way back to full strength, and the scores have been looking better for Ezekiel. So 1-8 is their record, but we'll see if they can play better than that
Coach
tonight.
Bob looks to improve that with getting the rest of his team there. So with that, the Generals, varsity girls, defeated Ezekiel Academy 54-22. And we will be back here shortly to bring you that game. Thanks for watching AP1 Sports. We'll be back in a moment.